for the beep. Good morning, Twyla.
Hello, Al. Welcome, and hello, everyone out there. We're so glad you joined us today.
This is going to be our second, I believe, official episode.
Really?
Yes.
That's exciting because this is take two for us, isn't it? Take one.
Let's take two on the second. Yes.
Oh no, take two?
Oh, don't tell the people.
We won't tell them our secrets,
No.
okay? Because we're very hidden and secretive. Unlike me, totally transparent.
Yeah,
Everybody knows too much about me.
Yes.
All right, so welcome. We're so glad you're here. It is our mission, remember, to keep you connected to a whole food, plant-based way of living on your journey, no matter what the circumstances are.
Stay alive. Be healthy.
Exactly, because viruses or whatever, they thrive in the non-healthy environment.
That's
so
true.
we are going to stay healthy. We're going to help you stay healthy, tuning in, giving you some hope, some fun, and we can't really feed them, can we?
No.
We can actually feed them this because they're fake.
Plastic grapes. All
Yeah.
right, so I understand you.
No, speaking of grapes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, missed
Speaking
my
of
cue.
grapes.
Yes. Gee, Twyla, what's on those earrings?
Aren't my earrings great? I mean, great. Yeah.
Yes, they
Well, I went with the whole purple theme because I would come up here to do these podcasts with Al. It's like, oh my gosh, he's already so into whole food plant-based. Everywhere you look is grapes. You see grapes over here.
We're
these
winos.
grapes. Yeah, see, I didn't know they were winos. I thought they were like, they're so into fruit. This is excellent. They're so into fruit, but that wasn't quite the case. Now it is.
I used to make my own wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't drink anymore, though.
Okay, that's good. The reason I haven't, well, I used to have a glass of champagne on New Year's Eve, but I don't do that anymore. But the reason I love grapes is because they are totally whole food, not processed. Wine,
It's processed.
heavily processed, yes.
Not heavily, but it is processed.
Oh, all those things you have to do. You got to take off your shoes. You got to stomp on the grapes. I mean, that's pretty gross. That's pretty gross. All right, so I want to tell you about my earrings because it has a whole purple theme. And if you saw my shirt, get it? The Beatles. Paul McCartney's always been my favorite, not just because he's always been vegetarian, but because, let's face it, he is the cutest. Don't you think?
I'm not a judge. I'm not qualified to judge that.
Well, I think he's the cutest. And speaking of, people say, well, yeah, they were vegetarian, but look, his wife died pretty young. She was way heavy into dairy products.
Yes.
Linda McCartney was way into dairy products. She was a vegetarian. She was not a vegan. Paul is. Oh, interesting fact. When I volunteered to work at Sac State's graduation, this was last year, a couple of years ago, it was just at the Golden One Center, and that's just when it opened up, and Paul McCartney was the first concert, and they were talking about all the different demands Paul McCartney would make. Everything had to be vegan. He would not even allow fake animal print in his green room. So nothing could be even fake animal print, which I thought that was interesting too. He had to be picked up in a car with non-leather seats. So, oh, this happens every single time we do a podcast. I'm talking and the bells ring. Isn't that true, Al?
It's true because you're always talking.
No, that isn't true. But it's just like whenever he
Yes, it
says
is.
anything, it's always silence. Whenever I speak, chimes. Okay. So, ding. This could last forever.
At least the
isn't it?
phone's not ringing.
That's going to happen pretty soon, I'm
Probably.
sure. That will happen soon. All right, so let's get to our topic today. Other than grape earrings, do eat your grapes. This book that I found, books just jump out at me, okay? They just jump out at me.
I'll hold it for
The
you.
Detox Miracle Source Book. Now, I love it. I didn't even know it was a whole food plant-based book. And he goes over all the scientific reasons, which, you know, sometimes I get lost in, about staying healthy. And so they even have a grape fast in there. Not fest, not like grape fest, Mr. Wino, F-E-S-T, but grape fast. And talks about how that really cleans out your body and different things like that. So in honor of the book, in honor of Al's house, in honoring that I have on purple and wanted to go with the theme, I know too many things, Al. That's why I wear the grape earrings. So we'll get to this book a little bit later.
But isn't this basically just eating vegetables? Doesn't that detox you?
Fruits and vegetables. He's very big on eating fruits.
Yes, well, our digestive system is very big on it too.
Yes, exactly. And that, we talked about that in take one. It keeps you moving. And we don't just mean physically, we mean digestive wise. You want to keep that moving. And it's kind of early in the morning, so we won't be talking about different digestive
Moving
things.
right along.
Moving, yeah, let's move right along. So while we're in talking about health, we want to ask you, and we want you to respond, what have you done this week? Or what are you doing to keep yourself healthy? Because now you see a lot of things up there where people are just like, I just want to eat non-dairy ice cream and watch Netflix all day long. We're saying no, aren't we, Al?
That's right.
We're saying think of something you're doing to keep yourself healthy. What positive thing are you doing? Al, why don't you tell us what you did this week?
Well, I came this close to buying an e-bike. It's an electric bike.
That sounds fun.
It is. It gets you outside, even though we're quarantined. You can ride because you better not get closer than 6 feet.
If he runs into
somebody
someone,
else.
that'd
Yeah.
be disastrous. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I'm very seriously considering it. I like to get out. This has all occurred when, as you get older, your life gets smaller and smaller, and I had been forcing myself to get out of the house more. Now, all these years of social distancing is now going to pay off because I'm going to be in the house. So people out there, welcome to my world. This is basically my world. I'm happy with it. I love my life. I love my house. I love the things I do in the yard, in the garage, in the back. But I still need to feel that I need to get out more.
I don't know if you've noticed it in your neighborhood, Al, but neighbors that I never even knew I had all of a sudden are popping up. I'm seeing everybody walking, and I'm like,
Because you're allowed to walk.
who are you guys?
They
Okay.
take kids and they all walk, and if you don't need to social distance, you just stay on each side of the street. It's wonderful. I meet all my neighbors again.
Yeah, which could be a good thing or bad thing depending upon
I
your
like
neighbors.
my neighbors.
Well, I love my neighbors too, even though I'm probably the most antisocial person you'll know. But it's like when you can't do something, that's when you want to do it more.
Yes.
Right? It's just like, okay, but that is going to be something that we're going to kind of challenge in this podcast too.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we're going to be talking about quarantine, since some of us feel like we're in the quarantine section of our life. So one thing that I want to say is I found this, like, I always find these things. We're talking about quarantine questions, and we call it self-isolation or staying at home. We shouldn't make up a song and take one. Staying at home, staying at home. Staying at home. Oh, we're talking about moving. We really want to keep things moving, keep things exercising. I think I developed a little Netflix backache because I was sitting there in a terrible position. I watched 3 Netflix movies the other day, and then I said, okay, that's enough. I'm done. And so I want to keep moving. We have beautiful trails where I live. Even if you don't have a beautiful trail, just get outside
You
and
can
just
get out and walk.
Yes, you can. And I'm even thinking about, I have cute rain boots on. Should I show my rain boots? I didn't get to do that.
Oh, sure. Why not?
So I have these darling rain boots. I remember the first time
you're going to take them off.
I'll just take one off.
Okay.
And can you see this? I changed the ribbons depending upon the season. Like for Valentine's Day, I put in pink and red heart ribbons. But these are pineapple. Because what's a pineapple? It's sweet, you stand up straight, and you wear a crown. And it's also the fruit of welcoming. I know people sometimes will...
Isn't it the fruit of royalty in Hawaii?
Probably, yes. So, and I love pineapples.
I do too.
I eat maybe 2 a day sometimes.
2?
Yes. I love pineapple. And I used to have a dog. It was a white Samoyed dog, and I named it Pineapple. It's like, what? How did it... most people need Snowy or Furry or Snowball. No, I named my dog Pineapple. Which... Isn't that cute?
No, 2.
No.
I'm still blowing over 2 pineapples a day.
I know, and that's why I get these little red things on the side of my lips, is because that's telling you you're eating too much pineapple. Well, it's like that joke. Have you ever heard of that joke? I'm looking something up. I'm not checking my
I thought
text.
she was going to call 911.
Yeah, let me call you and tell you. So there's this joke I heard a long time ago. It's by Richard Pryor, so you know it's really old. But he said, Cocaine is God's way of telling you you're making too much
money.
Yeah, that cracks me up. So these little things are telling me I'm eating way too much pineapple. But it's just good and it's refreshing, and one of my favorite places to be is Hawaii. Okay, so I'm not going there soon. But let's talk about what you can think of. These are 6 questions that if you write these down or think of them every single day, and we'll post these on our website a little bit later. We can do that right now.
Yes,
Or
we
you
can.
Not we, that's a wrong pronoun.
Yeah,
It's
no,
we.
when she says we, she means me.
Right, exactly. Technical stuff.
Technical.
Right. When it comes to something fun, it is I, not me. Speaking of we, so I've been a vegetarian, for a long time, probably longer than most of you people have been alive. And I wanted to instill that in my daughters.
This is a podcast for seniors, so I really doubt that.
Well, anyway, you don't have to be a senior. You can be a senior in high school. That's true. So I would have to change the words or the lyrics to a lot of songs I would sing or a lot of nursery rhymes. So I'd say, this little piggy. Okay, this little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had avocado. And this little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee, wee, wee all the way home, which I always said that. So my daughter would say that to her friends. She goes, no, that's not the way it goes. These friends would be like, Mom,